What's up everybody, welcome to another video. So this specific video is actually how may I put it, it's a current situation that has been there for a while in the city of Mombasa, and more so in the content creation stroke influencing circles. And I saw this conversation happening at Hawa Kitao's Instagram stories yesterday, that is. And actually, I would like to share what her followers said and my own take on the whole situation. And hopefully, one day, one time, we can all leave the nonsense aside and work together as a whole, as a whole entity in this city. So, yeah, let's get it started. So, Hawa Kitao herself, she does food, she does fashion, and she does lifestyle content on YouTube and also on Instagram. So she asked why Mombasa influencers or content creators are not being reached out by brands. The first one was the common one, that there's a notion that Mombasa people are lazy or don't want to put in the effort, or most brands want to, want Mombasa influencers stroke content creators to do the work for free, or exposure pays, let me put it that way. And okay, those ones, from my own point of view, yes, I have seen a lot of influencers who have been through that road. Someone else said about the culture and the background of the city of Mombasa. It is true. Most of these brands don't want to approach us because they fear the backlash, because you might approach somebody with a certain product or service and then it will face backlash when he or she talks about it. The other thing is that if brands outside Mombasa, how do you expect, rather, let me put it this way, let me correct myself. How do you expect brands outside Mombasa to approach Mombasa content creators and influencers, yet Mombasa-based brands stroke businesses don't want to approach us? You see, so there's a huge connection out there, that the same brands that are here in the same city that we are in don't want to approach us. So how do you expect the other brands outside Mombasa to approach us? So the support has to come in two ways. For me, there's also something that I saw another person said about this whole profiling influencers and content creators based on economic or social status, family backgrounds, wealth, popularity, some of that sort. I kid you not, I can attest to that one on 100%. There's this thing where a certain influencer is from this family, a certain influencer is from this social status, another one, that type of thing, if I may say so. Or if I'm going to call it as it is, wewe ni Mwarabu, wewe ni Mhindi, wewe ni Mswahili, you'll find that they'll tend to put down people who are dark skinned or people who are not from Mombasa, if I may say so, watu wa bara. And it's quite disgusting, to say the least. Yet we put on the same energy. We may not have the high-tech equipment like you guys have, but we work with whatever we have just to put content for our supporters and our viewers to, to enjoy and consume the content as it is. So I'll give a perfect example. In this city, there's the top cream influencers, socialites, and content creators. Those guys on camera and in social events, they'll be like so supportive towards their fellow, their fellow high-end content creator or influencer or whatever. And you can see like, hey, okay, sawa, how is it? Atuatoshi mboga. But one thing I came to learn and came to find out is that these guys are just doing it for the gram, because they're the same people who backstab each other, wanaongelea vibaya kuhusu wao wenyewe, and it's yucky, it's nasty, it's vile. Because you'd expect these people to actually be mature, but because you remember utoto. Influencer, for example, influencer A, B, C, or content creator A, B, and C all know each other, they're in the same circle. So you'd find that influencer A talks bad about content creator B to influencer C. So that type of web creates it creates a negative, vibe. But now, sasa, the picture that you're portraying on social media is like you guys are together, one united front, but in real sense, you guys backstab each other, munongelelia vibaya, you don't support small businesses, you put off or just discard people, you use them, it's just sad. If you look at other places, for example, Nairobi, whether it's the podcast scene or it's a YouTube scene, you'd find that there's so much crossovers. People genuinely, you can actually sense this a genuine support from one person. And for example, Spotify, I think some weeks ago, KE released I think there was something you're discussing about the podcast scene in Kenya, and the mics are open, and I can't remember which one else was mentioned. Those are the top streamed podcasts in Spotify, hapa Kenya. And Jimani, as he said, I remember he said that some people will say that they bought their way to Spotify, which is not. And yet, the other people who have podcasts, they congratulated them. The same thing for the mics are open. They support other podcasts, so that for them it's a win-win situation. Hapa ni tu small talk events kuonekana tu social media, or someone is opening a boutique, mnenda huko ni clout. Ukienda nyumbani, you start talking bad about the event. Mtu alinifanyia hivi, mimi sikuridhika, why did they do this and this and this, I would have done it better. For the guys who live outside Mombasa, welcome to Mombasa. That's how this city is. And then the whole profiling thing, that thing is so bad. It's so bad. Yani mpaka haya, kumbe kuko hivi. Fine. There's a I don't know which digital publication they did about content creators, quote unquote hijabi content creators. I know I'm going to ni kama kumwagilia chumvi kidondani, but let's call it out. So for me personally, they stated the same people, Pilgrim Chic, hijabified, watu wengi doing different content. But I noticed, first of all, massive shout out to Faiza or Hijab Villain on Instagram. I would say this, of all the people, the only person I could actually resonate with and be able to okay, tunaweza elewana is Faiza herself. Because we had a conversation the other day and I asked her, hey, mbona siko baya umekuwa chini ya list, you're doing great things. I'm like, she's like, yo man, I don't know, wow, wenyewe ndo aliamua hivyo. How come other people, the same hijabi content creators or influencers, they're tagging each other, mabruk nini, but they don't want to repost or even just mention. But I noticed that one I really not, and I asked her, she's like, I don't care about them, because at the end of the day, this is my content, this is what I put out. You can't please everybody. Now we know just how these circles are, because most of them have a Mombasa background. Hata wakiwa Nairobi, it's just the same old cliques and everything. But the question is, mpaka lini? You'd profile somebody, unambagua mtu, unaona mtu hizi fanya kazi, and then the irony is that the same person that you're looking down upon because of their skin color, and because skin color and religion, it's like this. If you're a dark skinned Muslim lady, and let's say and you're full African descent, and for her maybe she's Arab, she has an Arab descent in her, and she's light skinned. Yo, and maybe the dark skinned Muslim lady has like kazi yake work ethic yake ni poa kuliko huyo. Funny enough, the Arab lady will be picked more kuliko wewe. And it's sad to say the least, like you're calling each other Habibti, my love, we should do this together. I'm like, stop lying. We know these shenanigans that you guys have behind the scenes, but social events, we're together, we're good friends, we're partners. I don't find myself mentioning names, but munajijua, these high-end influencers, I think that, pardon my language, that shit needs to stop. We should all grow up and just have a conversation and acknowledge that we are all different. People have different capabilities and different talents. If we want these other brands to take us seriously, we should take our own selves seriously and break down the social barriers of profiling, of hatred, of hypocrisy. It's bad. Afu badai, when it's too late, angalia what happened to Elsa Majimbo. Saizi it's now Kenyans go to court want to claim her. But back then, we really didn't unampuzilia mbali oni, because there's a whole aspect of racism, colorism, sana. But, hopefully one day and one time itakuja ku happen, and we be upfront honest about these, these spaces. So I would like to, appreciate Hawakitao for actually having this conversation. And, it's high time that it just doesn't need to stop. It needs to continue. And also Mombasa brands, you should stop sleeping on us as well. Rather, try incorporate us in your brands, in your work, rather than outsourcing influencers from the other side. And we'll see, how things can be better for us. It will be a win-win situation. For me, being a micro or nano influencer stroke content creator, I prefer being noticed as a content creator, because, trying to put out content and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and it's a whole work on its own, because that is time, that is effort, that is energy. At some point, finance is beer. So I think also nano or micro content creators, we also need to have that discussion of our own and be like, okay, we also need to take charge and be authentic, at the same time pricing our content on its own. So yeah, that's just about it. And I really appreciate, that we have the conversation, and I'm just glad that this is the beginning, and hopefully we shall get a solution towards it. So thanks for watching. Do all the good stuff, subscribe, like, comment, share, and then turn on the post notifications. So I'll see you guys in the next one.